Hey folks, this is Steve. During this week's episode, we had a discussion about a player who was suspended from the Capcom Pro Tour due to sexual assault. If you do not wish to listen to this topic, we will give you a warning before it comes up, and we will also provide a timestamp that you can skip to if you wish to avoid that topic. Also, because of that, this episode will be considered age-restricted on YouTube. As such, we will not be editing the profanity out of our episode as we normally do. With that said, enjoy the show.
Would you look at that, Steve? The intro is fixed.
Holy cow.
It's 2022. I almost said 2021.
Yeah. Well, it's 2021 extended.
Yeah, 2021 2. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Best of 5. My name is Ilan, and I am here joined by the main squeeze, the Steve Ace King Offsuit Jerick. Steve, how you doing? How you holding up?
See, I guess we're not avoiding this. So normally I make some sort of effort to look somewhat decent and have a somewhat clean room and not have Dayquil and NyQuil on my desk. But that's most days. Not today, because if you haven't followed me on Twitter, you wouldn't know this, but earlier I've been feeling like crap for a little less than a week, and a few days ago I got the diagnosis of COVID. So I'm dealing with that, which is fun. Ace Queen so far is COVID negative, which is good, but also bad because I'm kind of stuck here and she's there, and I get to watch Street Fighter League. So, yay.
Don't sound so excited, Steve.
That's the best I got. You know, that's actually the first time I've gotten to sit down and watch Street Fighter League because I am literally incapable of doing anything else.
Yeah, no, look, I think I speak for our little slice of the internet here, but we're glad you're feeling okay enough to be on the show. We're glad you're on the mend. We're glad you're resubscribing for 48 months. Still, oddly enough, not as long as you can be subscribed for.
No.
Also, wait, that is 4 years. Wow, we've been on here for more than 4 years, Steve.
Yeah.
Well, we've been on here as partners for more than 4 years. Wow, that's terrifying.
Isn't it?
We have nothing to show for it.
Oh, man. Self-loathing is the recipe of the day.
Yes. Also, I apologize for my hair. My headphones broke right before the stream started. So they're over there getting super glue cured. So I'm using earbuds and my hair is going to be crazy. All right. Tonight on the show, we're going to have ourselves a weekend recap. We're going to have ourselves a new and improved 2022 weekend recap. Steve hasn't seen what's in store. I was working until 1 a.m. yesterday trying to get it to work, and we finally got it to work, and I can't wait for it to not work.
I got the message, literally. I'm trying to go to sleep, and I get this message at what time was it?
I think it was midnight.
12:41 a.m. Steve, 5 exclamation points. I got this shit to work. 5 more exclamation points. I'm so happy. Tomorrow will be fun. Also, going to bed now. Okay, cool. We cool?
Look,
sleep is my friend right now.
Do you know? Also, Kwanzaa mentioned something very important. Is we have a new emote.
What?
We have a new emote. It is the recap. It is the recap.
Oh, I like. Things are happening when I'm away. I get sick
was away
for a few days, and then Oh man,
Yeah, it's the I've
I
been working
haven't.
on it all day.
I have a new weapon at my disposal.
Yep, it is the recap, and I am dead ass no cap. So everybody spam the hell out of that when you want, especially when we're doing the recap. Speaking of, I do believe it is time for us to get down to the recap, but Steve, you're
I
going to take
believe
the
so.
back seat today, and I will do the recap because
Yes,
Steve's
this
not
is a
feeling well.
blanket.
Dude, blanket it up. I have mine here. All right, so Steve,
God.
tee me up.
All right.
Tee me up.
Ilan, hit us up with that first recap of 2022. Oh my goodness.
All right, we're going to start over with CPT Central America East 2. The winner, Jimmy DR from the Dominican Republic, followed by Louis Man 20 in second place, Brian D and Cabo rounding up the top 4, Bushin Master, Positivo, AJ Martinez, and Mono the Legend bringing up the rear in top 8.
Can I also shout out Nestle Quick, tying for 13th? Best name of the week. Best name of the week.
That's going to be a bestie for sure. And worthy of note, there is, Steve, you do get your one mistake every week. Jimmy DR qualifies for Capcom Cup 8. Guess what? There ain't no more Capcom Cup 8. Oh, you wrote replacement.
Read the rest of
yeah,
the
you
line.
wrote replacement event. I got you. Okay. He also had to defeat Louis Man. He defeated Louis Man 3-2 in both winners finals and grand finals. So big ups for the big losers, or the big losers run back. Now, this just ended. So this is breaking news, kind of. Street Fighter League. Nasser Esports and Nordavind are officially big qualified to go into the big finals.
Nordavind locking it up with a OCV from Luffy, running it back from down 0-2 to make it 3-2. All of it was, he won it in 6 straight rounds. It was a dominant performance for him. The other match saw UYU win a 3, with air quotes, 2 win over Panda Global. PG was actually down to 2 players because Justin Wong did have to withdraw from the competition. Instead of using a replacement or an alternate player, PG is going to rock with just Nephew and Punk for the remainder of the regular season.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. Well, good luck to them. They got a hill to climb. Unfortunate for Justin having to drop out, but, you know, life happens. All right, let's move on to the other Street Fighter League. Street Fighter League Japan. On the winner's side, 5-3, the Mildon Beast takes it over Roto Z. Is that surprising? I feel like that might be surprising.
It was a close match. You know, they run 2 sets. It came down to the very end. But it was Daigo's squad edging it out. So they punched the first ticket to the finals. The second ticket did end up going to Roto Z. After Yogun got the 6-2 win over Shinobiism, Tokido's squad pulled out a 5-3 win over Yogun to make it to the finals. So you'll have the rematch. In that first final match, the winner will face Good 8 Squad, the number 1 seed overall. That will take place on January 29th.
Which is in 2 weeks, I think. Speaking of weeks...
A little over 2 weeks, yeah.
Yep, speaking of weeks, you know what's not weak? Tekken. The Korea Regional Final went down, and we saw Ni back on the top, winning that cool $3,000. Going right in his pocket. Mayo IL taking it in second. JDCR, the legend, in third. Saint, the other legend, in fourth. It's crazy to see them back like close to each other in the bracket.
Something feels right.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. And then we have Breadman, Chanel, Infested, and K2Ro bringing up the latter half of top 8. That's the Korean regional final. Let's take it to the U.S. regional final with Bin Chang. Unfortunately, Cuddlecore couldn't make it to this tournament, but Bin Chang taking the big winnings. Joey Fury coming up just short at runner-up. Joe Crush. We had the Battle of the Joes. It was very interesting. I did get to watch these finals. They were very cool. Junior finishing out the top 4. We got Mach, Shadow 20Z, Cuddlecore, who unfortunately did not compete, and Phi DX, all finishing out the top 8. The Junior brothers, or the 20Z brothers, still wrecking house, still making a name for themselves. This is cool to see.
That's what the Midwest Tekken,
Mm-hmm.
Chicago Tekken. That scene is nothing to be slept on.
Yeah. Also, if you guys didn't see, they brought that saxophone player, Patrick Bartley, live to play some Tekken tunes for the crowd while they were on break. It was awesome. He killed it. He was awesome. I hope they do more stuff like that. They had a couple community showcases during the tournament too. They showed a couple pieces of fan art. It was really cool. I really hope this is the direction tournaments keep going into, to showcase more of the community. Next, let's take it to ArcRevo. ArcRevo Online, the EMEA qualifier. True Devon from Germany taking the top spot, qualifying for the EMEA finals. Zin, Mystic, and Barry Bones wrapping up the top 4. And we had Sechi, Yang 15, Seinaru, and Smoib bringing up the rest of the top 8.
That might be the runner-up for best name of the week. Smoib.
Smoib is a pretty solid name.
Smoib.
All right, and Steve.
Sounds like an insult, too.
It do. Steve.
Yes.
This brings us to the end of this week's weekly recap. It didn't do the thing. Fuck, come on. Wait. Oh, it's working. It worked.
Oh,
all right. Welcome back.
Man. I had not seen any of that. So
I'm out of breath.
Hey, it takes practice to get as good as me.
True.
When it comes to the recap. No,
True.
it doesn't.
All right. That was your weekly recap. Spam some recaps in the chat, will you? For those of you that missed it, we have a recap emote now. And if you're subscribed to us, you can use that anywhere on Twitch. So please, spam the hell out of it. Everywhere. Make people hate it. All right. Let's get into our first...
love it again.
And then love it again. We got Kwanzaa. All right. Let's get into our topics. Steve, we alluded to it earlier. Capcom Cup 2021. Everybody was waiting for. It's gone. It's dead, Jim.
It's unfortunate. It's not unexpected, in all honesty. If you've been paying attention, you've been seeing a spike, a rise in cases in COVID. Obviously, seeing it firsthand.
I don't leave my house, so I'm lucky. I'm privileged in that way.
Oh, man. But we've seen more and more restrictions coming in place. I know in my home city, we're now rolling out. We've gone back to distance learning with our public schools. We are now requiring people to either have a negative test or a up-to-date vaccination status to go to bars or restaurants or anything like that offers food. It is so events like this obviously are going to come under reconsideration, and Capcom did make the call earlier this week. They said, quote, "With rising cases of COVID-19, including the Omicron variant causing uncertainty and complications globally, Capcom once again finds itself in the difficult position of having to cancel Capcom Cup. The team did not come to this decision lightly, as we know what Capcom Cup means to the community and the players who trained so diligently to qualify. The entire esports team offers our sincerest apologies. Please know that we share your frustrations, as we wanted nothing more than to have this event return in a big way. But the health and safety of the players and everyone involved is our highest priority." End quote.
It's another one of those where it's like, we understand why it happened, and it still sucks every time. Ugh.
It really does, because we're looking at 2 years in a row for Capcom Cup. We've already seen an event like Combo Breaker has been gone for 2 years, and will it be 3 years in a row? We don't know yet. It's usually announced by now. Obviously, there's a lot going on. Obviously, Rick's got a lot going on, but who knows with that? The events like, any event that's in that spring, summer window, there's going to be question marks going forward because we are going to see a spike right now, and who knows how it's going to go afterwards.
Yeah. No, and you mentioned in your state you're back to having all the correct mandates. I live in a state where our governor tweeted out that the Texas Supreme Court deemed one of the mandates unconstitutional, and he was celebrating it, and then 2 hours later was asking for help from the government because there's too many COVID cases here. So, it sucks that this is a political issue and not a health issue, and unfortunately because of that, I think we're in it for the long haul. Again, I thought the long haul would have ended like a year ago at this point. So here we are, another Capcom Cup canceled, and it sucks too because this may be the final Street Fighter V Capcom Cup.
One would think. There was that rumor that the response to season 5 is the only reason we got this one. We are going to have another online showcase or something along those lines as sort of a replacement event for Capcom Cup, although they did note that that is going to be subject to change. As for the Street Fighter League, that final, the U.S. versus Japan final, was supposed to take place there as well. That, unfortunately, has been canceled outright. So it's not going to be reflected in the programming because
do you think
that's all...
Well, do you think they're going to have issues filming the show every week?
It's going to be tough for them to film it every week.
Yeah. I was playing around with this Tic Tac box. I was
being sarcastic.
I was playing around with this Tic Tac box because it was empty, and now there's 2 Tic Tacs in here, and I don't know how they got there. I'm scared. I just felt I felt very compelled to share that, and I apologize. It just I don't think I've ever been this scared in my life.
Now, Rio in chat does bring up the point that according to the roadmap, there is supposed to be one more season of CPT based on, I'm not so sure that it would have been, with the way things stand right now, I think that might be up in the air. Because I don't know how much appetite they have for either doing an online-only season, committing to an online-only season, or planning for an offline tour, knowing that the possibility of having to once again go online only is still out there. So I do think that is a little bit up in the air.
Yeah, and
hopefully we do still see something.
Yeah, and the other thing too is you have to, and I hate that I'm saying this because this was said on Ultra Chen, and I just mean that as in I don't want to be parroting the same thing that they are, but this makes a lot of sense. And I was thinking in the same train of thought. This Street Fighter VI can't be that far away, right? They have had to be working on it for a hot minute. On top of all the stuff, on top of releasing all the stuff that they have for Street Fighter V, I feel like they have to be working on it at this point, and it hopefully is close to having some kind of announcement.
My honest thought was we were going to hear something at Capcom Cup.
When was Capcom Cup supposed to be? Was that next week?
February.
Next month. Next month. Did I say next
Because
week? I meant next month.
There's still one more qualifying event, the final Japanese tournament. So we're about to talk about something that might be a little bit bothersome. If you are not interested in hearing about that, you can jump to this time, 22:51, to skip ahead to our next topic. There is one person who wouldn't be there anyway. I know we don't want to spend a ton of time on this because I don't know how much new we have to add to this.
Yeah, I feel like this is a thing that has happened and it is over, and then we should just move on from it, not taking this person with us. But for those of you that live under a rock and have not seen by this point, Robinho, who is one of the players who qualified on the Brazilian end of things, on stream decided to talk about how he gang raped a girl and was very casual and very joking about it. Obviously, that's not good in any way, shape, or form. So he has been banned from Capcom Cup, and I know publicly I saw Jabali and Rick stating that he is no longer welcome at any of their tournaments. Something cool is how quick the Brazilian scene was to hop on this. They immediately banned him from everything, and as far to my knowledge, he is no longer welcome in any FGC event there as well. One of the big publications and networks in Brazil, Global, it's basically think of it like Fox, like, you know how there's Fox Sports, Fox News, minus I guess they'd also have like propaganda shit. But they got an interview with him, and he claimed that he was just making it up. But honestly, it just sounds like a load of bullshit. So,
despite the fact that he said that he wasn't joking, this really happened multiple times while he was regaling the story.
So at the end of the day, he's a horrible human being, and the fighting game community was very quick to say, "Okay, get the hell out of here." So. Good work all around the DFGC. Sorry for everybody who had to deal with any triggers or anything like that, because honestly, that's just way out of line and just fucking stupid, man. Sorry for cursing a lot, but there's just no excuse for this kind of shit anymore. So I'm glad he's gone. I have a feeling a lot of other people are glad he's gone, because that's not the type of person that I even want remotely near anything I do. And I feel like everybody thinks the same way. At the end of the day, this has all played out, and I think it's the best out of a terrible situation. So, big ups to everybody. Moving on. Let's talk about fun stuff, shall we? Because, Steve, I feel like nobody talked about this. Nor do I think people had a reason to talk about this, but I think this was one of the most exciting announcements we've, in the FGC, had the opportunity to be a part of. So, CES, the Consumer Technology Association's yearly trade show, which showcases companies including manufacturers, developers, and suppliers of consumer technology hardware, content, technology delivery systems, and more. I took that from their website. Happened either last week or 2 weeks ago. And PlayStation, Sony had a giant keynote speech. And in the giant keynote speech, Sony announced the PlayStation VR 2, which is great. However, right alongside it, they announced a couple of other things that were very interesting, including PlayStation Tournaments. The PlayStation Tournaments feature is coming to PlayStation 5. And they specifically filed a patent for this last summer. And the patent specifically talks about having the ability to generate tournaments without needing the game to support a competitive ecosystem. So what this means is PlayStation itself is going to have a way of holding tournaments in games. So games don't need ranked systems. Games don't need like the team battle like Street Fighter has, or tournament mode like Tekken has. PlayStation itself in the UI on the PlayStation 5 will have the ability to run tournaments. They did something similar, and they tried doing this in the PlayStation 4 with the Intel World Open. I think you saw that you could sign up with your PSN account, and then they would automatically bring you into your next match depending on where it was, and there was a UI within the PlayStation that would help take you there. But this is extremely exciting, and it gives a chance for games that aren't inherently competitive to become competitive if people are willing to play them. I think that's extremely exciting.
So you're telling me that I have a chance to body people in Sackboy at Big Adventure
Yeah,
as soon as this rolls out.
yeah,
That's all I want. That's all I've wanted, ever wanted. Just
yeah. Like, Resogun Nationals is right around the corner. I couldn't think of another arcade game. Resogun's the only one that came to mind. Resogun's a great game, by the way. But on top of that, Steve, the chairman, president, and CEO of the Sony Group Corporation, who was the person who was leading the keynote speech, then shared that in 2020, in this trade show, by the way, which is like, you know, everybody who's anybody in media, investors, consumers, right? It's a consumer trade show, are paying attention. They formally announced that in 2020, they acquired Evo with partners RTS, and they're hoping to keep the momentum of esports moving throughout 2022 and beyond. Cool. I think that's kind of like the biggest like public statement they've made about it so far, as far as like bringing it into the mainstream, right? Because they've had like they obviously they've made public statements about it before, but they haven't like touted it like this. On top of this, immediately after announcing this, they announced that they're also working to create new value and experiences for live sports as well through a technology they're calling the Hawkeye replay technology. Now, what this does is it takes moments from your TV screen and turns them into data. So any movement, any play or anything like that that happens in sports, this AI can then take it, create 3D images of it. So like think like goal line technology, stuff like that. And lets it be displayed. So it's something that they're going to roll out for sports watching. So imagine like you see a ref places the ball like one, or like, you know, it looks like a touchdown. Ref says it's not a touchdown. Everybody says it's a touchdown. You can just click the 3D button. All of a sudden, you can see the 3D model of it and see, yeah, it was a touchdown. Screw you, ref. Who paid you? That's cool.
So is this the same technology that they currently use on tennis courts, or is this something new? Because that's also called Hawkeye.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
So imagine that for something like Street Fighter, or imagine that for something like Tekken, where you can take specific situations in a video game, turn them into a 3D model, and look. Right? It basically just it basically automatically rigs people into like an actual model in a 3D world. It's crazy. It's some wild technology. And the fact that they use it already in tennis shows you how important it can be. And making this announcement immediately after the FGC announcement makes me think that they're going to hopefully use it for the FGC as well as live sports and everything else. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that's a pretty cool new outlook for things that can happen in the future. All thanks to Sony and their purchase of Evo. So maybe this is one of the, you know, we were kind of, when they first announced that they acquired Evo with RTS, we were kind of trying to contemplate on like, why would they do this? Not only has Sony kind of been like really vying for like the FGC esports side of things, right? Like they ran the PlayStation tournaments even before they announced that they were involved with Evo. They ran a lot of tournaments for Cross Tag and for Mortal Kombat 11. So they've expanded that. Now they're showing the tournament feature in PlayStation 5. Now they're announcing this Hawkeye replay technology thing. I think they're building up for something great, and I can't wait to see what happens. Obviously, I don't think we're going to see anything like that for 2022, but it's a cool thing in the horizon that we might be getting. Any thoughts?
I've got no thoughts.
Nice.
None whatsoever.
Yeah, it's stuff that kind of went over my head. If you guys, so the really hilarious part of the keynote is all of the saved keynote videos end after they announce the PlayStation VR 2. And it's literally like they start talking about Evo, and it's like, we've bought Evo and we're working to create new value and experiences for, and then all of the videos cut out because nobody else cares. But if you find like the full thing, it's like an hour long. You can just fast forward the PlayStation slot. But man, I'm excited for some of that stuff. I think that's going to be really cool. And having the ability of watching something and then create a model around it to analyze it deeply, I think is going to be really cool for the FGC, if we can use it.
I do have one real quick thing. I need a little bit of housekeeping. Earlier in the show, I said that there was one CPT tournament left. There's actually two. There's the North America East tournament this weekend, and then next weekend is the final Japanese tournament. So, my bad on that.
That's all right. We all get one. Sometimes we get more than one. We deserve more than one. All right. You know who else deserves more than anything?
He deserves a whole lot. He deserves most of them.
He deserves all of them. That's Die by Sword resubscribing for 51 months, longer than Steve. Thank you, Die by Sword.
That's the important takeaway, isn't it? Just like, it doesn't matter how long you subscribe. It's just as long as it's longer than me.
Yep. That's how you know who's a real fan. Or who's a real community member, I think. Yeah, I shouldn't use the word fan anymore. I kind of am not a fan of it. No pun intended. Or no, you know what I mean. Anyway, Die by Sword, thank you for resubscribing. Steve, you call him the patron saint of Best of Five for a reason. He kept us afloat for a long time. And here we are, still floating along.
Still does.
Yes, it's still floating along. All right. Now, Steve, you right before the show, you had asked me if I had heard anything about this 13-0 games. And I saw a tweet and the ensuing argument below it, and I scrolled by. But you wanted to talk about this. So, Steve, what is the deal?
I really do.
What is the deal, Steve?
So, have you heard of a gentleman named Perfect Legend?
Who?
Carl White, Perfect Legend. All right, let's get this out of the way before anything else is said. Perfect Legend is legitimately one of the best players to ever do it. Mm-hmm. Especially in the NRS scene, he is a legit legend. He gets a lot of crap. Some of it deserves, some of it not. But he is literally one of the best. He is an all-time great player. But sometimes he does that little thing that just seems to tweak an audience and just gets... And this might be one of them. So, in regards to... He's taken some heat recently for some tier lists and some back and forth with Sonic Fox that has somehow continued to go on for years and will never be squashed. It will never end. Mr. White has decided to throw his hat into the tournament organization ring with what he is calling the 13-0 games. This is a tournament to take place next month. It will be open to North American PS4 players in Dragon Ball FighterZ, up to 64 players. He is open to expanding it. You see the Match Arena link on the screen if you want to sign up and throw your hat into the ring. The big difference, for the thing that sets it apart from all other tournaments, is the pricing. The top 13 finishers will have the opportunity, if they so choose, to face PL in a 1st to 13 set. However, if PL wins one game, the set ends.
That's such horseshit. Here's why I'm saying that's horseshit. Steve, I could do that. I'll play people 1st to 13 and I'll win a game. What is the point of that? That proves... Now I understand why people are pissed.
See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like I said, he is legitimately a great player. The one major flaw in his game, just as a player in general, is that he does not have the words, "I was not the better man today," in his vocabulary. If you go to the Perfect Legend Dictionary, you open up to that page, it is blank. He is just incapable of just accepting a loss and saying, you know what, I wasn't good enough today, and that's okay. It always seems to be no, but he was playing the wrong character, and he just opens himself up for just mockery like this, which the ineptness of this is just a whole bunch of people saying that they could beat him 13-0. So this is him saying, all right, prove it. If you either beat me 13-0 or you can't. The thing is, I think he honestly thinks that this will shut people up. I think honestly he thinks if he loses someone 6-1 or 7-1, he thinks that people will say, well, couldn't beat me 13-0. Not going to talk anymore. This just feels like an own goal. It feels like a really big own goal, and I hate seeing it because he is legitimately a really good player.
Steve, remember at the very beginning, like even before the show started, we were talking in the countdown about those obscure football stats. Like, oh, this person caught the ball with the left hand on the 20-yard line while their right foot was up, and it was sunny, but not too sunny. This is legit what that is, except in stipulation. It's like that, it's like that kid that you always came to your house. It's like, oh, you can't play that character. You have to play this other character. Also, I only win once, and you have to win 13 times. Look, man, here's the thing. PL is a great player, right? There's a reason why everybody knows his name, right? He's an Evo champion, right? Evo champion? Yeah, Evo champion. Knows his stuff.
Multiple times.
But, look, anybody pulls something like this. Anybody, literally anybody, pulls something like this.
Dude.
And they're going to get roasted.
How many times does the name Bry Keys ever come up in regular conversation amongst the FTC?
Not a lot, but every time it comes up, I laugh.
Here's the thing. If you think back, I forget which, it was one of the biggie events. Was it NEC? Was it
the smug thing?
Yes.
It was Apex.
Apex
he
2013. Got destroyed.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, 2015? 2015.
It sounds about right. He played Smug in a 1-10 set, and he got destroyed worse than PL did against Sonic Fox in the 1-10.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't talk about that anymore, because as soon as that set was done, Bry said, you got me. You got me, and then he walked away.
Well, here's the thing, Steve. He said, you got me, but it's because you had people yelling in my ear. He did the wolf grunt. Now,
did he immediately ask for
No.
another 1-3
No.
with silence in the audience? No.
Also, by the way,
knew when to...
I just want to point this out. I think PL did not ask for the extra 1-3. He started creating excuses, and Big E, being the man that he is, put him up to it, and he could not say no at that point.
You know what? You know what? You could say, you know what? Nah, he got me. He already got me. We'll do it another time. He got me. Be like the evil wrestler who's like walking up backwards on the ramp saying, I got you, and just do that. Don't.
All right. Well, here's the thing. First of all, there's a couple of things to take away from this, and not all of it is roasting Perfect Legend. First, more opportunities to play. That's awesome. Maturino's on board. That's awesome.
True.
Great opportunity for people to play the game. Cannot fault them for that. Having the exhibition at the end, pretty cool idea. Having the stipulation on the exhibition, maybe that's where that's going wrong. However, I don't know. I mean, I kind of want to tune in and see if anybody wins. You know,
It's lose-lose. Here's the thing: if you're Carl, if you are watching this, this is lose-lose for you. If you win every set with this, you know, it didn't get first to 13 or didn't get 13-0, no one's going to care. That doesn't change anything. On the other hand, if you do lose,
that's gonna be.
if anyone pulls it off, it's done. It's done. Don't do it, Carl. Like, run the tournament. Yes, support the scene. Don't do it. Just don't do it, please.
I mean, look,
please.
I'm not gonna tell him not to do it because I kind of want to watch. And here's the thing. It's like I see where he's coming from, and I think the overall intent is good. The execution, a little bit on the needs improvement checklist, right? Checkbox, but I'm happy to see more people try to do more things in unique ways.
Did you get those weird report cards in elementary school? My school wasn't ABCDF back then. It was EVSN. Excellent, very good, satisfactory, or needs improvement. This one is very much needs improvement.
All I remember about elementary school is that I got 1 F in social studies once.
Oh no.
But here I am. All right. Solidero, to recap, Perfect Legend is running a tournament for Dragon Ball FighterZ, and the top 13 have the opportunity to play a 13-game set against him, but if he wins one game, he wins the world. That's it. In his mind. But anyway, look, I wish PL nothing but the best. I wish this tournament nothing but the best. I can't wait. Again, like I said, the exhibition part, you know, needs improvement on the execution a little bit. It's a cool gimmick, and it's cool that he's trying to own up to it. What I did not like about this was all the harassment being thrown towards Sonic Fox on Twitter through this announcement, and all the crazy arguments and all the crazy dumb shenanigans that should not be happening on social media. So I think everybody who doesn't have anything nice to say about it, don't say nothing at all. All my criticisms were constructive. No, they were not.
Oh, man. Sonic Fox is certainly not innocent in terms of...
Well, look, I mean...
They've been throwing some fuel on the fire as well.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, Steve. When somebody walks up to you and paints a gigantic target right in their chest, you got to take a shot.
Like I don't think it's a case of you got to take a shot, but if you paint the target on your chest, you can't really be mad if someone does.
Exactly.
Take the shot.
Exactly. All right. Is that the 13-0 games? Was there anything else around this?
No, let's please move on, please.
Alrighty. Then let's get to these games. Oh, actually, you know what? Let's talk about this right now. Since we let's go from the ridiculous to the slightly sad, I guess. Earlier today, right before the show, mind you, I saw on Twitter that Jonathan Oton, also known as Panda, the original Panda, mind you, has announced that he will be formally exiting esports to go focus on his family and his business. Now, that may not seem like a big deal. However, I did want to bring this up because of a couple of things. First, if you ever watched the KIT, if you ever watched an Absolute Battle, those tournaments and many more were produced and streamed by Panda. So he did a lot to bring up his not Panda business. Yes. He did a lot to bring up a lot of scenes in the FGC, and he busted his ass while also balancing his own life. He also was involved with all of those evil broadcasts that went to ESPN. He was very heavily involved in the FGC. On top of that, he was the person who spearheaded the Dallas Esports Stadium project. Not a lot of people know that. He is the reason that that exists right now, and it's one of the largest esports stadium to exist in the U.S., and it's very well built, and it's very well used. He also he was an executive for the Localhost project, which, if you don't know, Localhost is a bunch of venues out in the U.S. Giving people a place to play fighting games, having weekly tournaments, all this other stuff. He also spearheaded the Block, which is the esports campus in Philly, giving people the opportunity to like work on their esports game, not just playing, but also broadcasting and all this other stuff. So Panda has done a lot, not only for the FGC, but for the esports industry in general. And I feel like he's one of those people that does the work and either willfully or unwillfully doesn't get a lot of credit. This guy busts his ass, and he does it for our benefit. So I really want to send out a big thank you to Jonathan Othone, Panda. Also, something worthy of bringing up is if it wasn't for him, I literally would not be here. Because I told this to Steve before the show. Back in 2015, Ilan just moved from Pennsylvania to Texas after quitting music. Didn't know what to do. I sent him a message out of nowhere. I was like, hey, I'd like to volunteer to work production. I do some video editing. Do you need any help with Absolute Battle? And he goes, yeah, sure, come on down. I'll teach you how to work a camera. Taught me how to work a camera. Surely enough, there was this other production going to be there to host the show called Best of Three with Efren, Mike, and Ray Chun.
Radical Ray.
And because I was there running camera for him, I got to run camera for the Best of Three crew. And now I run Best of Five. So literally, if it was not for Panda giving me that start and taking a chance on like just some random guy who was like, hey, do you need help? I would not have the job I have. I would not be in the position I am. I would not be here with all of you. So Jonathan Othone has done more for me than I think a lot of people. So actually maybe more for me than literally anything, just by saying yes. So for me, I just want to say big heartfelt thank you for everything that you've done. Thank you for everything. I thank you for putting other people ahead of you. I know that's very difficult and very shitty sometimes, but the fact that you did it and you still got all of this done for us and for the greater good is something that I think should not go unappreciated. So thank you, Jonathan Othone. Enjoy your relaxation and your time away. And we'll see you at the next tournament. Sorry, I really wanted to get that off my chest because that one hit me deep.
You know what? You're allowed. You're allowed to have feelings. You're allowed to show some love for someone who's done a lot for you.
Yeah. Nah, man.
We need to normalize that.
Yeah. Also, Soliner was saying the Best of 3 days were not really that long ago. Dude, that was like 6 years ago. Yeah, I was literally just thinking.
Relatively speaking. God.
2015 was when I did my first Absolute Battle with Panda, and that was 6 years ago.
Coming up on 7 years.
Yeah, that's terrifying. Very terrifying.
Oh man, I still think back to that first episode where like they called me on because I don't remember if it was Justin or Ricky who was supposed to be on, and then they had to cancel, so they did a panel, and they had me come on, and I just sort of meagerly raised my hand when I had the point. Please let me, I think I can say something that's not completely stupid right now. And then just like I said 2 or 3 things and that was it. Now I don't care about sounding stupid. I'll sound as stupid as I want.
Yep, and I'm technically the newest person at the Best of 5, and I'm running the thing. Who did this? Whose decision was this? It was Efren's. But no. At the end of the day, Jonathan Othone, I think the esports industry and the FGC owe you a lot. So thank you for everything, and enjoy your life. Sharpie's newer. Sharpie's gone. I don't mean that as like something mean. I mean she left.
She'll be back. She'll be back occasionally.
I deleted every. All right. Well, we'll get to we'll talk about that when we need to. Then. All right. Let's get to the fun stuff. Oh, sorry. I just forgot how to inhale without drowning. Let's get to the fun
Ask
stuff,
Bill
shall
Clinton.
we?
Ask Bill Clinton. You know, he could show you between Guilty Gear ads. Have you seen that at all? Like someone went through and found an old clip of President Bill Clinton talking about video game violence, and he holds up an ad for like I forget what the exact phrase was, but it was a kill your friends without the guilt. And it was an ad for Guilty Gear XX.
Oh
God. I'll send you the link after the show.
Kill your friends without the guilt. All right. Speaking of,
kill your friends guilt free. Guilt free. That's the. I remember. I knew it was a play on the guilty. You know what?
Yeah.
Just play the trailer.
Right. Speaking of guilt free, I know last time I watched. So first of all, we're going to start with the Melty Blood announcement. And the last time I watched the Melty Blood announcement, I felt very uncomfortable. So let's hope that this one is going to leave me feeling a little. I was going to say guilty, but guilty is not the right word for why I was
it's the right
uncomfortable.
word now. It's the right word now.
Here's the trailer. Oh, who's this?
Aoko?
I like the stage. There you go. She came out today. All right. I probably should have known that. Oh boy.
So both characters, her and V Noel, Apostle, Dead Apostle Noel.
Uncomfortable.
Is it
Noel.
V Noel the official abbreviation?
Uncomfortable.
They are
Noel
both out
should
now.
be the official abbreviation. Dan. We'll call her Dan. DAN. Dan.
I specifically saw someone asking not to call her Dan.
Oh.
So I don't remember who. V Noel is the one that most people use. So I'm sticking with V Noel. The only Dan I support in fighting games wears a pink gi.
Mm-hmm. Is there no other Dans in fighting game?
I don't think there was ever like an MTV Rock and Jock fighting game, because otherwise Dan Cortez would be in there.
Oh,
yes,
both of them are
I
free.
made a freaking Rock and Jock reference in 2022.
Look, most of your references when it comes to MTV just fly over my head because I did not grow up with MTV.
That's fair. You missed out on Rock and Jock baseball. I'll catch you up later.
So Blue in our chat saying that characters and the stages are all free. So
Yep,
big ups to
both of the DLC characters.
big ups to Type Lumina. Also, I've been seeing a lot of Type Lumina Infinites, which is awesome. Like, that's
where
cool to see.
you're not going to see them?
Where?
Frosty Faustings. All Timer Scam Infinites in Melty have been banned.
Oh no, they did it. Although I guess it's Timer's Cam Infinites. I guess that makes sense.
So you get two loops. If you do the third one,
You're out.
it's curtains for the hero.
God, it sounds like some Reddit gatekeeping shenanigans. Anyway, I had to at least mention that. All right. Okay, let's go to the next trailer. We have 3 today, Steve. I put one in here that I don't think you know about.
Ooh. This is I'm usually the surpriser, not the surprisee.
Yeah, this is not the one that we don't know about. And this is your favorite character, Steve. What's her name, Steve? Oh, he said
The
it. Never
Queen
mind.
of Mugen.
I just remember when I first got onto Best of 5, I think it was either my 3rd or 4th episode, and she was announced for King of Fighters 14, and you said Kula, and nobody dropped that for like a month.
I almost forgot that.
I haven't played King of Fighters much, but the one time I played it, it was the one where she had the snowman, and I regretted playing that. Oh, the Cronenberg, huh? She just said, "Do your best, Steve." So do your best. We will.
I will do my second best.
Okay,
I'm saving my best for other efforts.
sounds good.
I'm gonna grab Kula. You know, she's, any Mugen build worth its salt will have 200 recolors of her, and we need to get up to 210. So I'm gonna grab.
Oh, by the way,
What was that?
I just
What was
knocked over
that?
every cup. Luckily, they were empty. By the way, I completely forgot to mention this. For those of you watching that will not or cannot sub, you can use POV block and our new recap emote just by following the channel. Those are now follow-only emotes. So congratulations. Everybody can spam only block. We're going to rework those, so grab, unfortunately, is not allowed at this point. Yeah, the grab emote is gone for the time being. We're going to rework those. But you no longer need to be subscribed to participate in block grab in the near future. So everybody spam those. So only spam them when you don't like something.
Oh man.
All right, Steve, we have one more trailer. This one's a little bit delayed because around Christmas, the team of this video game sent us an email. Was like, "Hey, here's our trailer." I was like, "Oh, awesome! We should talk about that on the show." And I haven't been on the show since. So, because they wrote us a very nice email, and because the game actually looks hilarious, we're gonna showcase this game that's coming out in 7 days. Coming out next week, January 20th. This is Right and Fight.
Oh, okay. Okay, I have. What?
I should probably turn this down so we don't get DMCA'd.
I'm gonna have to mute this on the YouTube archive.
Dude, look at William Shakespeare singing that melody. Oh yeah.
I am disturbed.
So these are all the writers that you can play as in Right and Fight. I thought there was going to be gameplay in this trailer, and I didn't watch it beforehand. Maybe I should have. Anyway, you see William Shakespeare, Henry David Thoreau's in here.
Hemingway
is in here. I think, honestly, does Hemingway have a shotgun? It would be hilarious if he did. Karl Marx is in here. All right, for DMCA purposes, I'm going to skip ahead. Oh, there we go. We do gameplay. Well, kind of.
Oh, there's still more. There's still more Christmas songs. What?
All right, I'm skipping ahead because I don't want to get DMCA'd. Anyway, there's a Christmas tree. All right, next week we'll have the real trailer. This was their Merry Christmas message. I thought there was going to be gameplay in here. I apologize. But anyway.
I can give you.
We'll watch it next week. We'll give them double the exposure, or double the. Oh, actually, you know what? We'll talk about it next week because it'll be out. And we'll play the release trailer and we'll do all the fun stuff. Anyway, there's Santa Claus.
So I did find this one's a little older, but they do have an actual gameplay trailer.
Okay, can you drop it in the VMix chat?
I already did.
All right, Right and Fight team, wishing you a Merry Chrysler. Thanks, Right and Fight team. Now, excuse me while I get the real trailer on here, and I do apologize. I thought this was the full trailer. Oh, right. I should probably bring us back. Well, I can't do that. All right. Well, we're just going to sit here.
Just be sure that the Right and Fight team wished you a Merry Christmas before Christmas.
Yeah. No,
They
they
aren't
sent it.
late.
Yeah, they sent it to us when I was out. Anyway, here's the actual Right and Fight trailer.
This is a little older, so.
And
So
you,
can
H.P.
expect
Lovecraft versus William Shakespeare, I'm in there. Oh, they have ringouts. That's awesome. Ernest Hemingway.
You got Dickens in there.
Oh yeah, Charles Dickens in there. That's got to be Henry David Thoreau. Oh no, that's Hemingway. Sorry. Is Henry David Thoreau not in here?
Lovecraft,
Am I crazy?
Tolstoy. What was that?
Is Ernest Hemingway not in here? Am I crazy?
He
Or not?
was
No,
in
no,
here.
no, no, no. The other one, Henry David Thoreau. Damn it.
Well, he might.
Maybe I
he
meant-
might not be in this.
I meant Hemingway, and said Thoreau instead. Anyway, too many writers. Dude, William Shakespeare looks like he's gonna bop everybody. Oh, and they got a retro mode too. This is sick. Also, there is audio for this trailer. I'm just not putting it on because it's screaming loud right now. So you're welcome. But this game looks sick. I cannot wait. This looks hilarious in the very best way. Oh wait, who had the shotgun? Hold up. Who had the shotgun? And they're shooting Hemingway? Oh, okay, that's sick. Oh my god. That's amazing.
So this looks janky in the best possible way.
Oh, fall 2021. They have since pushed that back to January 20th on Steam. So next week. But I'm gonna play it. I might play it on stream. I don't care. I'll play it on the podcast. That game looks awesome.
That might be what if I'm not feeling great by next week, that might be what you end up doing. It's
Cool.
like,
We'll do it.
here's 90 minutes of Right and Fight on stream.
Also, Shiggity Shankcast, I'm gonna actually pull up the email just to make sure, because I believe they sent us not one but two emails. So first of all, thanks to the Right and Fight team for reaching out, because this is cool. Like, I'm down to talk about your game if you're down to reach out to us. Never mind, they don't have it. But from what I've seen, I do believe they do have rollback. I have to double check that. They do have a Twitter. I think it's just twitter.com/right and fight. I think I remember seeing something about rollback. I'm not 100% sure about that, so please double check before saying yes or no. He's right or he's wrong. But yeah, I can't wait to, even if it doesn't have rollback Neko, I'm gonna buy it because it looks hilarious and the team seems like a bunch of really cool people. And honestly, I would like William Shakespeare to beat up H.P. Lovecraft. So I'm down. I'm in.
Yeah, I can confirm they do use rollback.
Okay, yeah, they will have rollback. So support them. Mostly because, making smaller fighting games is making fighting games is already difficult enough. Making an indie fighting game is twice as difficult, especially nowadays when Reddit decides to gatekeep you. But anyway, I do believe that is the end of all of our topics. We're going to end a couple minutes early, roughly 20 minutes early, because it's a later news day. And the recap went way faster than I thought it would, and I knew it was going to be fast. So welcome to the new fast recap land.
Also, Steve's going to go lay down.
Steve's going to go lay down. Steve, first of all, thank you for being here. I know this isn't easy because you're suffering through the disease that has brought the world to its knees, and you have kicked its ass. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I hope you feel better soon.
I do too. Thank you. Honestly, this has been the highlight of my last few days. So I appreciate it.
Awesome.
Blue, thank you for the support as well.
Thank you, Blue. 39 months, not as long as Steve.
Not everything is in relation to me.
Well, I think that needs to be the benchmark for who's an OG supporter and who's not.
We appreciate the OG support. We appreciate the new support.
Oh yeah.
If you like what we do and you support us, 1 month, 100 months, I don't care. I got love for you. Thank you.
Awesome. Me too. I got love for you and everybody. Also, send us an email. bestofvshow@gmail.com. Tell us about something that's bothering you in the fighting game community, and we'll talk about it on the show. Why not? Peep us on Twitter. Just the Best of V Show. Peep us on the YouTube. Best of V Show. Shiggity Shank. For 3 months. Much love all the same. We were just talking about it. Although maybe a little bit less. No, I'm kidding. More guests when soon. So, full disclosure, I tried to reach out to a couple people. Nobody got back to me. Them's be the breaks when we're trying to get guests. But yes, I will be reaching out to a couple guests. We also have a lot of cool things in the work. All right, I'm gonna tease this out. I did a couple interviews with Justin Wong and with Shine, and I got a couple more people on the docket, and we're gonna have segments of some of their answers. Justin talked about a really old tournament where they all stayed at Flo's house in Chicago and they were playing tag, which is a hilarious story. Shine broke down all of the moments that he broke something on stream. So there's
I gotta see that.
There's a lot of really cool stuff coming down the pipeline and a lot more interviews. They're not live, which is unfortunate, but some of the stories that we got were really cool. So they'll be on the show. That's all in the works. For now, I think that's going to do it for this episode. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you for being here. Again, Best of V Show on all the socials, on all the Spotifys, on the podcast stuffs, and on the YouTubes. Am I missing anything?
No.
I think we're only missing one thing, Steve.
Stay healthy, Canada.
You too, Steve. You too.
Thank you.